Cresco holds themselves to. Cresco's liquid live resin is fresh frozen whole flower with nothing added and nothing taken away. Carts this pure guarantee a premium cannabis experience every single time. Visit CrescoCannabis.com to learn more and ask for Cresco's liquid live resin at your local dispensary. These products are intended for persons 21 plus in Illinois. Individual experiences may vary.
Recorded live.
Yo, we back. We did 4 episodes in a row, back to back. So we on the roll in season 3, Hood X Talk Radio, brought to you by Godspeed Science. As usual, I'm brought to you with my brother Poe. Poe, you there? I think I'm brought to you with my boy Poe. Poe, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, fam. My bad. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might float by myself for a minute. What the fuck?
No, man. Moving around, but we decent. Just watch this nigga throw a shitload of garbage on in the street. This shit is fucking hilarious. Like, goddamn it, pig pen and shit around this bitch. Yeah, strong ass man. Yeah, you just throw the shit on the floor. Just throw all this shit on the floor. That barbecue sauce from McDonald's and all that shit. Chicken nugget, half a chicken nugget. Fucking throw the shit on the ground. Shit splattered everywhere. Pop cup, all that.
God damn. Well, it's Friday night.
Ass man. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Friday. You gonna see that shit on Friday night. It's Smith Day. You know what I'm saying?
Pigpen on. Yeah, you gonna see that shit. I know. There ain't nothing new under the sun. You gonna see that shit. But what's the word? What we got for tonight?
Tonight we doing the Shadow Walkers. We ain't even got no lit on the Shadow Walker.
Not really. We got motherfuckers in between, but we don't got nothing really on the Shadow Walkers. We don't got no physical lit, just stories and shit.
Right.
Yeah, actual tales of how they do their thing to get out. Well, shit. We don't got no lit, meaning we can't open up no file. Am I correct?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. We can, like you said, we can talk about it. We can refer to other lit. You feel what I'm saying? But right, for the most part, this episode is gonna be kind of freestyle a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, I'm ready. Shit, like he was saying, Shadow Walkers. Shadow Walkers is like that shit you see out the corner of your eye that you don't see that you do see in your peripheral. You know what I'm saying? Like Cat Williams. Niggas who got a peripheral, get you one. And it's that shit, you see the motherfuckers out your peripheral most times for the most part. But I warm you up. What you want to say about it? Shit, give me.
Yeah. Before we go into tonight's show, brought to you by Hood X Reality Show, featuring Brother Pomatic and Brother Mako Scott in a 5-part series. Very entertaining. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on hoodx.com. Make sure you check out the Hood X Reality Show. Now, I just want to say real quick, the Shadow Walkers, from what I've come to learn, I learned Shadow Walkers is kind of like a fingerprint in that every person got their own Shadow Walker that kind of got his own personality and it got his own kind of shit that they do and it kind of follow you around and they know like I think you say pull up your file, like they know your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? They know what time to strike. They know when to catch with your weakest point. It's like an invisible force that kind of follow you around and do little stupid shit in your life. He knock books over and make you drop your phone and crack your phone. You know what I'm saying? Or he kind of like the the motherfucker that keep you on your toes, that keep you on your square. It's kind of like Smith, but Smith is more like a digital version of this, and that Smith jumps in and out of the technology, and Smith jumped through the airwaves, but the Shadow Walker kind of moved a little. I don't know, how would you say the difference between the Shadow Walker and Smith?
Smith is more technical, digital. It's more of an electrical field. Shadow Walkers is more of an actual etherical body that you know what I'm saying, an entity, meaning they got a conscious to get things that actually is not a program. so much to say. It's not just like programmed to do this. Smith more programmed to set out to do certain things and to stay within the boundaries. Shadow walkers do like a possession, a spirit possession. You know, like you be possessed by a demon. They call them demons and shit, that type of shit. In our world, we call them demons. My fault, we'll just leave that like that. Actually, you see, what's that movie called with a girl laying on the X? That's that shadow walker shit. When that motherfucker come out and get to talk, yeah, that's like that's like a shadow walker. That's how that's more of an entity that hides in the shadow and use different people's bodies or fuck with a person long enough until they can weaken the person's spiritual ethereal field, which protects it, and then slide in and then actually takes over the body. I want to get to that. Before we get to, I don't want to get too deep off rip. You know what I'm saying? I just want to start with the basics. How did you come up with this concept of shadow walkers? You talk about the shadow walkers in Smith and the city of Israel more than anything. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard this entity referred to as different names. You know what I'm saying? But how did you start referring it as the shadow walker? How did you apply this name to this entity? Because it was like a shadow. It's more of a shadow essence. You know what I'm saying? I forgot, but like just looking at niggas with all black on, laying around, standing around the store, standing around all the time. Niggas who be in the streets be all black on. They all like shadows in the scenery of the night. Well, I thought you called them night walkers. I thought you called them night walkers. But they are night walkers. But you asked me how I come up with the concept. The concept I came up with from a imaginal standpoint, the fact that this shit right here, what I was trying to figure out, it wasn't like Smith. Smith is more like robotic in nature and the way it moves. It said it's the rules. This shit right here, I kind of seen something outside of that Smith essence, just that cell phone type shit or computer glitches or car breakdown, mechanical, electrical shit. I seen something outside of that, and they had a little personality. They had a little like a actual conscience where you can actually hit a motherfucker laughing sometimes. That shit that they do to people. And with this, and what they do, it's like an entity, but it's been around so long that it forgot why I was here. So the only thing it do is call itself getting trophies off pain. So they live in pain, they smoke pain, they feed off pain and misery. So Smith hold on. Go ahead. Smith is something that's been produced over time. It became stronger. In the 1600s, 1500s, Smith wasn't that damn strong because there wasn't a lot of electrical shit going on. So Smith was just dormant, but on the rise. Shadow Walker's been around since then. So back then, instead of you wouldn't use the word Smith because you just had a damn radio. So you would use the word Shadow Walker if we was talking back then, and it'd be talking about niggas like John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson, shit like that. That's how they. You saying they are a shadow walker? You're you're not saying John Wayne Gacy is a shadow walker per se. You saying he has been tampered with by the shadow walkers. He has been took over by the shadow walkers. They played with his life so long that they was able to iterate their thinking into his fucking mind and do little crazy shit. Okay, let me ask you this. A couple quick questions. What's the difference between because we got a lot of these concepts, and I just want to be clear for the listeners who don't, you know what I'm saying, so they don't confuse the entities. So what's the difference between a night walker and a shadow walker? The shadow walker is the unseen seen entity. A night walker is a motherfucker took over, not a shadow walker. That means he's been in this motherfucker life so long that the nigga actually gave up the ghost and said, fuck it, have my body. I give up the ghost. I give it up, Okay, and so the night walker is the nigga walking around, is the actual physical nigga you looking at walking around. That's what you call a night walker. That's being controlled by the shadow walker that just took over half his body. Due to traumatic experiences in life. Due to the shit that the nigga went through in life. Step by step, moment by moment, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. So over time, the motherfucker's getting weaker. So the shadow walker study working on him because he want to kick and he want to hang out with the niggas too. But he can't really do it in a theoretical form. He can only suggest. They like to whisper in jinn. They suggest shit. What's the difference between a jinn and a night walker? I mean, the jinn and the shadow walker. It's the same shit, just a different name. Same shit, just a different name. Different name due to a different mindset, a different language. You got a different language, you got a different mindset. So they got a different mindset. So
Jinn and the Shadow Walker is the same shit, basically.
Who?
The Jinn and the Shadow Walker. You saying basically that's the same shit?
Same shit. Same shit. Same
All right, so let me ask you this. What's the difference between Set and the Shadow Walker?
That is the chief of all that shit. He's the main source of negativity. He's the chief. He's the one who create all that bullshit. They call him the devil.
So Set control the Shadow Walker.
Yeah, he give them their marching orders. You really don't fuck with him no more. He just let them do what the fuck they do. But yeah, he really, like, they're aware of him and he's aware of them. And they're aware that he's more powerful than them. So they walk around his ass.
So you like Darth Vader and shit.
Yeah, Darth Vader. He got no problem with what they do as long as they don't start, fucking with his shit.
All right, let me ask you this. What's the difference between so wait, you said Set control the Shadow Walkers and the Shadow Walkers control Smith?
Well, it's not really control. It's an agreement not to fuck with each other, like not to get in each other's way. The Shadow Walker's been around just as long as Set. Set maybe been around longer, but they've been around the same damn time. Agent Smith is new. That's some new shit. That's the digital analog F towers. The reason they had to take off, the boxes from the TV and set up the new waves for the digital waves and free up the analog waves. That's just all making Smith bed more comfortable.
Okay, so
this is like
go ahead.
It's a synchronicity of bullshit. That's like Smith. It's just a constant pattern of synchronicity of bullshit and how it's sent at you.
Give me an example. Give me an example of a pattern of synchronistic bullshit. Give me an example.
Like shit, okay, it's New Year's. And then you get in your fucking car and your car don't start, but you got on all your brand new clothes. Then you call your boy that can come get you because he on his way going to the same place you going, but this motherfucker phone go dead for some damn strange reason after he just charged it up. So you can't call him and he trying to figure out waiting on you. So that's an example. I mean, you ain't going no damn well. With all this, you just spent $700 on this outfit. That's Smith, just like that. Shadow Walkers ain't really around for little dumb shit like that. They come in on the shit like your boy waiting on your ass out there outside, and then somebody finna rob his ass of his phone and his money because he waiting on you due to some shit Smith got you under. That's what the Shadow Walkers do. They kind of touch you. Damn. They gonna jump in that Night Walker, which is that nigga they've been working on for so long. But you see that nigga in the black hoodie walking around, always look too close to your car, a little too close to your side. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, step the fuck back and do what you gonna do. They gonna send him to get your ass. But they don't give a fuck about him.
The Shadow Walker's gonna send the Night Walker to come get you.
Yeah. The Shadow Walker's gonna send the Night Walker. And then the Night Walker's gonna go up on you, and the whispering jinn is what they call in the Quran. But what the Shadow Walker do is suggest, like, that nigga look like he got some money. And the nigga walking past, like, yeah, that nigga look like he got some money. He look like he got a lot of money. And then it's the suggestion, or the whispering jinn is whispering to this nigga subconscious. So the nigga walk his ass over there and rob the dude. But that ain't all. The Shadow Walker know that this nigga that he's getting ready to rob been robbed 4 or 5 times, and he fed up with this shit. He said next time nigga try to rob, he gonna do something about it. That's why the Shadow Walker sent that nigga particularly at him. So now you know the nigga ain't gonna give up his Lucci. The Shadow Walker get to see some pain and misery. The nigga gonna be like, fuck that nigga ain't giving you shit, dude gonna blow his fucking head off. And the Shadow Walker feed, he get him a little bag of ounce of weed. Now look. Now if I never,
let me ask you this: if I never heard, right? But if I never heard none of this shit before, I'm trying to have you explain it, kind of like a child almost, or like to somebody who ain't never heard this shit before. If I'm hearing you give me all of these details in this story that you're giving me right now, you see what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, okay, what if it don't go this way? Like, what if it's not that? What's the purpose of you giving these? From what I'm getting from what you're saying is that the reason you giving me all these details is because
you need to be aware of the shit that's going on in your life that you unaware of through your life spectrum. The life spectrum is only as good as your mind spectrum. Your mind spectrum is only as good as the information put in it. So you can't see shit because your life spectrum ain't broad enough. So I'm giving you no motherfucking infrared beam, infrared lenses to see another life spectrum. That way you can see this shit. That's why this shit gonna go on regardless if you know about it. Regardless if you understand it, regardless if you cannot. It's just that you're gonna be tormented and tortured by this shit because you don't even see it. You can't even understand it. You ever need to notice a lot of females who by themselves and don't have a man be fucked up? Like I sit by some of these females and Shadow Walker be all in their fucking life, and you be like, damn, how can you be in this shit and don't even? She's not even aware that it's something planned with her life. So that's like fucked up. You know, from outside looking in, that's fucked up. Like, damn, they really fucking with you.
Give me an example.
Okay, we got the female, and she's like, Joe, where's shit? I got my income tax check. I bought a motherfucking car. I spent that on that to go get to where I gotta go to get to where I gotta get to, you know, do my thing. And that motherfucker fucked up. So I take the bitch back, and they tell me that, you know, the warranty that I didn't see when I got the shit expired the day I drove it off the motherfucking thing. So now I don't lost all my motherfucking money.
So that's Smith.
Well, yeah, but this Shadow Walker shit, you know what I'm saying? Because Smith is just the actual act of the shit being fucked up. Shadow Walker is setting up the bigger...
No, I'm listening to what you're saying. My wifey sister, the Shadow Walker jumped dead in her car. Mike, like you telling the story exactly how it happened. She went and got the income tax. She went and bought the car, but the only difference is that she jumped out the car and the nigga jumped out the car and whipped her shit, like, and drove the fuck off. Like, this shit just happened like a week ago, you know what I'm saying, like 2 days before Christmas. So, like, when I say Shadow Walker, okay, roofless shit, but niggas gonna jump in the car and dip. But when I'm listening to what you saying about the car breaking down, all that other shit, that kind of sound like some Smith shit a little bit. Like, but I'm just trying to be clear to the listeners.
Okay, well, that's how it began. You know, now she lost her money. You know what I'm saying? But the Shadow Walkers do shit like, okay, well, so I had a little bit of money left. You know what I'm saying? Over from what I was gonna do with, I was gonna meet this other dude to get you know, he's gonna let me borrow the car for a little bit of bread. So I get a nigga the motherfucking money for the damn car. He never give me the car. So now I lost all my motherfucking money, ain't got nowhere around. So they just keep tormenting. You know, you got Smith in there, but Shadow Walkers is setting up with Smith. Shadow Walker is setting up. They keep tormenting, like you were saying. She bought a new car. The nigga jumped in the car and drove so far that she could never get the car back. Right. You know what I'm saying? To another country. So what kind of shit is that? That's what happened to the female. You know what I'm saying? Or shit, man. It's so many nightmares.
I get. No, hold on. Let me ask you.
I take zero in.
I get what you're saying. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this though. If you know, as I'm listening to what you're saying, you feel what I'm saying? Is it better than? I mean, I guess this is kind of a stupid question, but by knowing this, it's not necessarily gonna stop. But you know what I'm saying? Like you telling me that you see this, but just by you seeing it, it don't necessarily stop it from happening. So, is it better to be ignorant, kind of just not know?
Let me clear it up.
What's the benefit in knowing?
We use Smith and we use Shadow Walker. They both 1 and 1, the same thing. But Smith is a version of a Shadow Walker. The Shadow Walker is not going nowhere. Shadow Walker is more talented. The Shadow Walker knows he deal with the human emotion. Smith deal with opportunistic shit and circuitry of the body energy vibration. You know what I'm saying? Shadow Walker does that, but it actually dips into your personality. It actually has a choice. It actually pick and choose who they want to fuck with due to the liking of their misery. You know, who cried the loudest, they gonna go fuck with you. Who don't cry, they ain't gonna fuck with you. They just know, okay, we gotta keep fucking with this nigga till he explode. But the question you asking me is the reason you need to know is necessary is because it's the reason we in the position we in now, the situation we in now, the shit we going through that we in now. A lot of shit we think is just so happen. If you would just bag the fuck up and be like, wait a minute, this shit ain't just so happen. It's something that's got different designing this hell for me. So you got to know this shit because it keeps. You gotta imagine Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Elijah, Malcolm and Elijah. They would still be talking if they kind of knew this concept and fully understood this concept. I mean, this wouldn't even be a question. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm wouldn't have been dead if he'd have known these type of concepts. He would have known not to branch off from them niggas and do what he did and then leave his protection like that. You see what I'm saying? He'd have known that, you know, outside of the government, on top of that, you got them on your ass, that you got a negative energy dynamic is behind them, controlling them. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Right. Let me ask you this. Smith, today's Friday, Smith, we call Smith Day. Right? Now, how do Smith Day fit into this shit?
because it's the most amped up day. That day is the most amped up on let's say first materialism. Then the next matrixism, meaning the shit you got to do in the matrix. Gotta get your hair did, gotta get your nails did, gotta go get the gym shoes, gotta go get the new coat. What club we going to? All of this is earth shit. All of this is low vibratory shit. But everybody's doing it, so it's like our energy. It's like you're giving him more energy. More of that bullshit energy is in the air on Friday. It's all built up to Friday, and so he's stronger on Friday because everybody's feeding into their lower nature, and it's strong. And the movements, you know what I'm saying. So now he just moving with ease. I want a car crash right there. He just flicked his finger. I want somebody to kill somebody. That flick my finger. It's more harder on a certain like a Sunday or maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, but on Friday, the energy is in the air already. It's like we created him, and he just pick and choose what he want to do. And the shadow walkers, the same thing. They feed off Friday. That's when a lot of their traps open up on Friday. Like, nigga, this is what I've been storing for your ass for the whole week, and this is when you get to see his presence.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead. Hold on, let me get this one concept. I just want to throw this. I don't want to lose this. As soon as I ask this question, I'm gonna open up the lines, let people ask any questions. I just want to say this one thing and just get your interpretation on it, because you know a lot of things I say with the
try to make it clear. Just know they're the same. It's the same shit, just a different brand. You got Agent Smith is Adidas, and Shadow Walkers is Nike.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When a lot of times that's when I study with the Zodiac, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about earth, wind, water, and fire, you know what I'm saying, with knowing the different triggers as far as, you know what I'm saying, the earth people being tangible, earth people, money, you know what I'm saying, money, car, career, and things like that. You got the air signs being informational, sharing information and time, you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know what I'm saying, rushing through time or slowing down through time. And you got water people who deal with emotions and feelings and fantasies and dreams. And then you got the fire people who deal with, you know what I'm saying, charisma and challenge and ego. And you know what I'm saying, challenge, things like that. So right. If I'm a shadow walker and I know that, you know what I'm saying, you are, you know what I'm saying, fire side, how am I gonna come in too different than I come at, say, an air sign?
Well, I'm a shadow walker. My suggestion is when I'm gonna come at you is I'm gonna play the kicking role. I'm gonna play the socialite role. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a fire sign. I'm gonna play the socialite role. You know, I'm a study and plant places in your mind and situations where there's a lot of people. Or a lot of people would be around you. You see what I'm saying? And then I would implant, you know, maybe drinks, a little weed here, a little this there. And then I would give you ideas of that. If you go to this place, that you will be the chief, like you will be the main nigga motherfuckers looking at. So it's gonna stroke your ego. Basically, I will let you know that in this place surrounded by a lot of people, under where you can flex your charisma, you would be the main alpha male. You see what I'm saying? And that nigga going. If I could just implant that little shit right there, it ain't gotta be crystal clear. He going.
Right. Okay, so what if you're earth side? What type of shit you gonna whisper in this nigga head?
Well, they're a little bit more grounded, so you gotta kind of goddamn it really sit. They sit back with these motherfuckers, so they just use excruciation. So what I do with the earth, if I want him to move, I will have to force him. So I would put a situation where it's like a person he loves is on the other end, or a possibility that he would be looked at a certain way, like fucked up. I would like try to play on his integrity. Like, you know, like, okay, you know, you can't just be a fucking hermit. You can't be a screw. You need to get out and do something. You know what I'm saying? You got family, people want to see you. You know what I'm saying? You know they want to see you. You know what I'm saying? You know you should be out there. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. You know, I play on that part of him trying to be right in the world trying to make him look wrong. So I play on that. You know,
okay, so real quick, let me ask you last two more. I want to open up the lines. What if you're a water sign? How you gonna come at a water motherfucker? Now, hold on. How you gonna come at an air motherfucker first? First, how you gonna come at an air motherfucker?
Well, is the air?
Aquarius or Gemini or Libra.
Well, I give him something to where he seems like he can come up on some knowledge, or he can find some information, or it's a way to be ahead, or to be the first one that got some shit. You know what I'm saying? I got this piece of information. You know, I play on the fact that I know he like to move around. So instead of saying it's only 10 minutes away, I say, you know, it's only an hour away. It's a nice little ride. We can chill, go back with the scenery, and gonna go. Like, fuck it. Just, you know, they don't really mind driving and riding around.
Okay.
It depends on what they got searching for. And I let them know the nigga's serious, that his time is not gonna be wasted. Water is just to be emotional. You know, it'd be like, man, you remember You remember that? I just go straight into times we had. You remember that time when you did this and we went there, and you did this and we did that, and you remember we did this and that. You're like, man, you know what, Joe, man, fuck it, let's go get a drink. You know what I'm saying? So now it's all up. We in the emotional, like, you know, the happy moment. And then I just take it from there what I need him to get me to do after we get the drink.
But you trying to get this to pain, to turn this into raw pain under the Shadow Walker Act? That's what you're saying. Eventually, somehow it's going to be some pain involved.
Well, under the info, the Shadow Walker is just testing his skills. He's just trying to see if he know what sign it is or the water, the zodiac he is. He's testing the waters to see what can he do. So once he knows, like, he's just going to get the drink, and y'all can sit back. But the Shadow Walker know, okay, I know how to get this nigga until I meet again, until we meet again, and he gonna dip off and do some other shit.
Damn. Okay.
He gotta wait. He's watching your life. He's watching your life to know when to come back. See, he talking to you. Ain't nobody around. It ain't shit to do. You ain't right. You just sitting in the car, so he's warming you up. Like, wait, he catch your ass at the club, or wait till he catch your ass slipping at the gas station, and you know he's just he gonna see you slipping. He gonna come for you.
All right, let me open up the line. Man. Anybody got any questions? Try to keep this on topic too, please. We're trying to keep this on topic, please. We talk about the Shadow Walkers before we open it. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Time Lord Osceola, and so what's happening is with the Shadow Walkers and the Night Walkers. See, what they are is part of the fake matrix. Okay, they are fake programs. See, the real programs come from Ayat or nature, and what they are is fake programs. And so, just like we watch television, we see fake stars. See, these are all under the fake matrix, right? And that's where they come under. And, you know, you wonder why the city of Israel is under attack. You know, as I wrote, you know, and I went through a timeline as I wrote through Chicago last week, you know, you go back to the Chicago fire and what the real reason the fire was. The fire wasn't an accident. The fire was to try to destroy the energy of brothers creating this community that's been created for thousands of years. And so the Masons that built them bricks that's all over Chicago, you see, the spell is in those brick masons. And so, you know, you wonder where these fake programs are coming from. That's where they're coming from. They're not part of the real matrix. They're part of the fake matrix. Once again, they're not part of Maya. The fake matrix.
What's the difference between the real matrix and the fake matrix?
The real matrix is Mayat. All right. The real matrix is nature. That's the real matrix. See, the fake matrix is part of the AI, artificial intelligence, or the me or the my. See what I'm saying? The me or the my has to copy nature because it can't produce what nature produces. Nature is natural.
Yeah. Okay. You demonstrating.
And so so that's where they come from. They're fake programs. And like, you know, you point it out all the time. You know, you point these fake programs because that's what they are. They're fake programs because they don't know how to. They're trying to emulate the real matrix. And that's where Smith comes in. And like he said it perfectly. He said, where is Smith in time, in real time or linear time? Smith is fairly new in this fake matrix because as the technology advanced and the people in the real matrix, where our awareness advanced, they had to put in Smith, you know, to try to pull people to the fake matrix.
They had to upgrade. Yes, they had to upgrade. And
there you go.
So when we call shadow, it's just a shadow, so that's why it's unseen. It's an unseen thing because, like he said, it's a fake matrix, a fake reality. So you're not necessarily gonna actually see it with your two eyes, like you can see your hand in front of you. But with this book, with your beautiful eye, you can see its movements. You can see the pattern. You can see the similarities in these AIs, or not to go off topic, but it's like you see how the shadow walker's fingerprint is on his own shit. Like we can give an example, like from this situation that's occurring in the conscious community that we call it. Shadow walkers is getting ready to hit big. They sitting back with their popcorn. If somebody got them orchestrated this shit, and this nigga cold, and they different type of personalities. You know, they got trophies. You know, they got niggas coats on. They got Tupac chain on when he died. They got shit like that. Everything in their world is backwards and different. It's not like you would look at it like a house might be sitting next to sitting right next to a little ass cop, a little ass tiny ass cop. You know, for no fucking reason. And the room might be outside the house, and the house might be where they go live at, but it's empty. You know, shit is not really, how can I put it, not really the way we see it. It's like ass backwards and totally fucked up, you know, and these like savages, and you can see that they're becoming so powerful that you start to see it in the music, and the rappers, savage. You know, that's their word. That's them motherfuckers talking. When you see how some of these niggas out here like Duck and 21 Savage and man, there's so many of these motherfuckers. 600 block, 600 some shit.
Yeah, I know you're talking about that ruthless shit.
They crossing over. That's how they crossing over. The Shadow Walkers is actually crossing over, meaning is through the music and through the concentrated energy, negative energy in the air, that they're being able to just actually pick and choose which body they want and actually go into that nigga body. Just
that led me to the next question. That led me to the next question, which I was going to talk about was I always say this wrong, but I think it's called the Sadducees or the Caducees, or the symbol that it's the symbol that they wear at the hospital with the what is it, like a pole with the two snakes going up the pole, whispering into the ears of the. One time I think you had broke it down to me. It was like a spinal cord.
The snakes moving up. You got to get on something upright to move. But these niggas are hosts. They are hosts like shells. They become shells because they reality. Remember, this how he was a little boy. Everybody started with him as he got older.
When you had explained that to me, because I remember on Friday, like on Friday, I see the ambulance truck on more than any other day. Like you see the ambulance truck moving up and down the street all day Friday. But you sitting there looking at the symbol on the back of the ambulance truck driving around, you seeing the snake attached onto this pole, and it's like, I'm seeing this shit everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, okay, Smith Day is the day that you got these entities slapping themselves onto these spinal cords and shit. And I just kind of stepped back. I seen that shit. I was like, damn, this is that shit that he talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so the snake is symbolic of the Shadow Walker. The snakes is the kind of the symbolic of the
Orion. Orion. The snakes is Orion, the reptilian, Dracon. That's the snake. And then they crawling up a cross, which is you, which is upright. Like he just said, the artificial got to cling on to something natural. That's basically the artificial clinging on to what's upright, which is you, is natural. The cross is natural. You in the middle. The snake can't move like that unless it needs something. You know, a snake can't just go straight up in the air. So it got to lean on something that's going straight up and then make its way up. And that's what's happening.
So they like hitchhiking. They kind of like hitchhiking and shit.
Yeah, hitchhiking off your body, legion, attaching to your spinal cord, your soul, your the way you naturally move, kind of like your spinal, like what you instinctively think. Like
so when
natural movement.
They can, when you say lower vibration, you mean the lower three chakras that they attaching on to first and climbing up the cord, or like that when you say lower vibration?
To your brain. To your brain. So they taking your motherfucking lower vibrations and then they capping it off. They moving up to your brain and capping it off. So it's 51 lower self, 50 higher self. Just off that 1% that they running over, capping over you, they running, they rule. So now you got a goddamn a demon or a goon meet God, but the goon is still under that's the Willie Lord, that's the chief. You know what I'm saying? That's the King Hoover. With these ungodly bodies, but they 51%, you know what I'm saying, lower nature. So they shit. That's how they was able to get that up in rank. They seen what we see now. They kind of seen that shit. They just never had no words for it, but they niggas just moved accordingly. So they was able to actually read niggas. They was able to actually see the movement in niggas and what they knew was like the Zodiac in niggas, and they knew how to talk to niggas and, you know, what niggas to put here, what niggas to say there. They was like God bodies, but it wasn't no God body type shit going on there. The only thing they was given was gangs. So the gangs, by them being 51%, meaning they wasn't teach, they didn't know it was knowledge to be learned or care less to learn it. That make them a gang chief, a tyrant. I mean, you still got the knowledge of you. If you knew, you know, you still got that same type of charisma, but your shit ain't about helping a brother. It's about, you know, me being ruling some shit.
Okay, let me ask you this. A while back, we was watching a cartoon called Death Note. You know what I'm saying? And y'all was saying that shit really described the Shadow Walkers. What is it in the cartoon Death Note that y'all saw that was similar to the Shadow Walkers?
The actual cartoon itself. That the little dude sitting there and he looking at a motherfucker, Gamagachi, which is a Shadow Walker with an apple in his hand, but can't nobody see him but this little dude. And the Shadow Walker asked him, like, damn, nigga, you can see me? You ain't scared? And he like, no, I ain't scared. But it kind of fucked the Shadow Walker up. But if you watch Death Note, that's what it looked like. he can only see them. People on a certain vibration can see these motherfuckers, but when they know you can see them, it fuck them up because they like, okay, if you see me, then you know why you not crazy, why you not under the magnet, why you still sane. You know what I'm saying? If you see me, you know, it kind of fucks them up when they know you can see them. It's harder for them to move like that.
And you not freaking out.
No, you ain't freaking out. You know exactly what the fuck you looking at. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly what you looking at.
Okay. Now, what about we got a concept called the cartoon lit. You know what I'm saying? When we kind of say the movement, we looking at kind of like cartoons and shit. You know what I'm saying? How do you relate the cartoon lit to what you talking about with the shadow walkers? Or can you?
Not really, but you can. I mean, the cartoon lit is just, it's the same thing as night walkers, but the cartoon is like niggas who you see doing the same shit over and over. It's like night walkers on standby. They mean that these niggas just in automatic cartoon world until the shadow walker feel need to fuck with them or use them for something. But in the meanwhile, we just gonna keep this nigga walking back and forth on this corner asking for money till I need him. But we gonna keep this motherfucker, you know, wiping on windows. Actually, he wipe your windows, but he don't got the squeegee and shit, and he actually asks you and shit like that. So we just gonna keep doing that.
When I scroll through, when I scroll through Facebook or I scroll through Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like I be seeing little goofy ass stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of it be real, some of it be fake, some of it be staged, but like it's almost like people becoming cartoons and shit, you know what I'm saying? But like especially like sometimes like in the real shit, like you might see a fight break out, like two crackheads fighting or some shit like that, or like a nigga run up in the store and trip and fall, some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of see the shadow walker hand, but they play out like a cartoon almost. You see what I'm saying? In that like a nigga who don't know, you see what I'm saying? Like you kind of what I'm saying? Like you watch a store of a nigga run up in the store and he about to rob the store, but the nigga trip and fall and the nigga pick up the gun and point the gun at the nigga running in that type shit. But like he didn't know.
But if you don't know, it just looks like it's happening. It just looks like something happening. But if you're aware of the shadow walk,
it looks like a fucking cartoon. It looks like a motherfucking cartoon.
You know this what they doing. You know this what they doing. You know that this is how they doing it. You know, motherfucker getting like walk out the store. He got a little juice in his hand. Shadow walker make the night walker bump the motherfucker, spill the juice. He know the nigga coming in there running from the robber. They leave out. He right slip on the juice, drop the gun. You know what I'm saying? And they laughing their ass off. It's just amusement to them. You know, they need to be amused. And our pain is amusement. You know what I'm saying? That shit is amusing. And when they can take a person that's God, as spiritual, and turn them out, they get power, they get trophies like that. They become known in their world. You know, they become celebrities. Like shit. That's why they don't really fuck with you unless it's like they're taking a big gamble. Unless they know they can really get you, or they go, you know, they go when they fucking with you, they playing for keeps. That means they going all in, or they done lost a lot of amount of energy, and it's gonna be too much. Go ahead.
Explain the impact of the shadow walkers in the conscious community.
Okay. What's that nigga name? Brother Panic with that gun. Come on, the big.
Explain to me, like I don't know who none of these niggas. Like explain to me, like I don't know who none of these niggas is that you about to refer to. Just you see what I'm saying?
Okay, a lot of times what the shadow walkers doing now in the conscious community is bringing these niggas out their body. They giving them that certain urge to want to be gangster, that urge to want to be like Sahu and shit, and they can't fight it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the urges for really like academies or embracing the feminine nature with the male nature within this balance. I am that I am. You know what I'm saying? The pimp don't fuck the hoes can't trick the pimp because the pimp ain't thinking with his emotions. So they got to understand everything he's saying because they feel like they don't got no power over them. So they gonna submit. You know, every female no pussy is power. But if this nigga don't want the pussy and he's still fucking with you, then you kind of confused. Like that type of shit. They supposed to be more focusing on that than goddamn it Sahu era. You know, the Chirac drill shit. That's the shadow walker got them on the Chirac drill shit. So now I don't know what he had the gun for, but that was, you could see Shadow Walker all in and thought, just let me do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Shadow Walker, let me live real quick to show y'all niggas I got my thumb on this nigga too. And then you got Seti doing the shit he's saying and just look at Polite when he got his credit card canceled. That type of shit.
Go back and like you said. Go ahead.
Omar Johnson with the phone, you know, the Shadow Walker set that shit up. Like, you know, like for him to look like that, they laughing. Like to them, they long range setting these motherfuckers up. Y'all will see in the end what's really going on, what the Shadow Walker was really doing. Right now, you just see the middle part of the beginning of the movie, towards the middle of the movie. But in the end, you're gonna see how because they all tweaking at the same time. You know, motherfuckers, goddamn, you trying to find knowledge through any of these people, they all tripping. You know, I go on there looking for what's the word of the day from Brother Panic, and he got the gun looking like he off meth, like Joe, you know, talking about debate, who motherfucker want to debate. How is this playing into my spirituality? Or when I show a nigga this shit, like, you know, conscious little brother trying to get in, and I say, okay, I got Brother Panic, he got the Glock 40, dude, like, I don't understand, wait a minute. And then I show him brother Omar Johnson, and he got the beanie cap on, talking about he gonna, you know, a turtle midget motherfucking bitch ass nigga. Talking about he the prince, and you know, that dude like this shit look like me. You know, the shit, what's going on? So it's kind of like the Shadow Walkers, they laughing right now. This shit is too easy. It's easy to make niggas fight each other. That's the hardest part to our game. It's easy to make us fight, and they know that.
Okay.
That's the easiest shit.
Let me ask you. Well, let me real quick before I ask you these last couple questions. We're gonna get out of here, but I just want to open up. Anybody got questions real quick?
Shit. Yeah, you say you had rest of the people.
Yeah. Anybody got any questions on the line before we go in?
But I don't think I quite explained these motherfuckers clearly.
I think they got it. This is motherfuckers on the line. You can chime in at any time if you got any questions. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to come out right now, but if you do got any questions, you know what I'm saying, you might want to get them in because I only got a couple more questions. We're gonna wrap it up. We got a concept called front loading. You know what I'm saying? What is front loading?
Because right now they front loading you for the New Year's. So everything you hearing is New Year's. Everything you see is New Year's, and then people around you start coming in closer. Before it's only on the outer branch of life. Now it's coming closer. Then the next year you talk about what we're gonna do for New Year's. There you go, front load. Now you like, I ain't even think about this shit, but okay.
You find yourself on midnight counting down with a drink in your hand.
Exactly. Even when you like, I ain't even gonna be doing this shit, but you wind up doing it because it's so much front loading. Everybody around you gathering up, they putting out information to rile you up for this moment. So they front load you. Like on Halloween, you know, you hear all this Halloween shit. Christmas, you hear this Christmas shit. And you can tell because it was all Christmas this, Christmas that, Black Friday this, and then all of a sudden you don't hear shit about it no more. Can't you feel the front load in that? It was all hyped up, all that.
Tie that into the Shadow Walker.
Well, Black Friday, when motherfuckers running in that store, stomping on each other, fighting and all that crazy shit. Maybe that's shit. They laughing their ass off. They doing all type of shit. Motherfuckers getting robbed. Motherfuckers getting robbed on Christmas just alone. It used to be something about giving. Shadow Walker like, no, nigga, this about taking. Because every nigga out here needs to go give somebody else a gift. So they're going to take from somebody to get somebody else a gift.
Yeah.
Man, nobody talking about Santa Claus and Jesus. I was like, what the fuck? I forgot that had something to do with Christmas.
I don't know. Let me ask you this. We got a concept called motherfuckers in between, which a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, kind of get confused with the Shadow Walkers. But I just want to, from what I understand, the motherfuckers in between, from what I understand it, you know what I'm saying, maybe I only get your interpretation as well, but from what I understand it, like, say what?
They move, that's Shadow Walkers, man. They move in between you and your shadow. That's the motherfuckers in between. That's all.
Like the motherfuckers sitting up inside your brain, like interacting with the ether and the Shadow Walkers type shit from.
They right there between your thoughts. They right there between what you finna think and what you do. That's what they right in the middle.
Say that again.
They right in the middle between what you finna think and what you actually do. They can catch your thought and throw it left before you can actually produce it physically in the reality in your mind and do it.
Wait, what?
Man, I know you know a lot of motherfuckers that say, you be like, what the fuck was you thinking about? Motherfucker be like, man, I don't know what I was thinking about. That's that shit right there. Like, why the fuck you do that? I don't know what I was thinking. That right there. That's the motherfucker in between. Yeah, that's what got you talking about. I don't know what I was thinking. That's that right there. Motherfucker, that ain't natural. Y'all gotta know that. Y'all gotta watch that shit. Anytime you don't know what the fuck, why you really did some shit, meaning that something else took control of your body and your mind at that time, did what they had to do, and then jump back out and let you play around. But you should always know why you did some shit.
Well, what's the thought of justice?
These are our questions.
Say what?
It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good. The thought of justice is just a thing that adjusts your thoughts to either negative things or a positive thing. So it's certain things, it's certain agents or angles of God or God-E or the universe that says, okay, if this nigga chose to do this, we're gonna try to help, like Adjustment Bureau, we're gonna try to aid and help his thoughts in this direction. Or if he's thinking like this, then we're gonna like fucking let him aid to help his thoughts in that direction. So they adjust your thoughts for you. You know what I'm saying? They like shit.
They like the gatekeepers?
Yeah, something like that. They like the gatekeepers. Like one day you was thinking about a certain thing you did, and then you got to going through this, you got to watching this, and you got to seeing that, and then you start thinking differently about what you did. So the next day you like, I'm not gonna do that no more.
Oh shit! How many thoughts of justice?
Well, they're not really seen. It's just a feel. It's an entity. I can't even, I don't know what the fuck it look like. It's not seen. It's just a process like in nature. Like you don't see the spiral moving in nature, but you just see its footprint, fingerprint. If you look at the leaf, you can see the spiral motion. You ain't gonna see the actual spiral itself, but you can see the outer curve of one and then it coming back in. All them lines are like a big ass spiral. Even in your hand, that's a big ass spiral you're looking at. The lines is a big ass spiral. Circular motion. So what happened is scientifically, you are moving in circular motion. The natural earth environment is naturally alive in a spiral motion. So while we're moving in a spiral motion, we're in perfect health. Not perfect, but good health, and we know we don't really get tired. What happened is the shadow walkers put in that static in your ass. That static is dead energy, or that static to break up that circle. So it's circling and it's skipping. It's circling like a broken record. They half play but half skip sometimes. You just let you get back, and that's how the shadow walkers do you. And all they're doing is disrupting your energy field. If anything, they got to keep their stuff prevalent, so that they just gonna disrupt your energy field. Even if they can't take you over, they're gonna try to disrupt your energy field. But depending on how much energy that it takes for them to fuck with you, it depends on how much they're gonna fuck with you. Or if they can't fuck with you and they know they got some easy ass pickings on the next to you, then that's another reason they're gonna be around you. It's too easy. The picking's too easy, especially when you're unaware.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Hold on, I got this thing.
Go ahead.
I got this thing. So when you in the neighborhood, in the hood, or you in the city. Hold on.
That's you?
Nah.
Go ahead.
Like when you're in the city and you go into the neighborhoods of that area, you ask brothers, you talk to brothers, and you actually can see the shadow walkers through these niggas' conversations. And you're aware that they don't know this, but you can see that these shadow walkers show their face. Like they show they like actually it's obvious to a spiritual person. Like, damn, these niggas actually like go back to the time I was telling you about the guy who had said he started off his day walking down the street, going to meet up with a guy at a hotel. And before he got from leaving his house to the hotel, he had a knife on him. You know what I'm saying? And he was gonna stab a motherfucker. So surely when he walked out of his house, this wasn't his intention. But how did he go from that to hour or two later, almost gonna kill a nigga? You know what I'm saying? That's how they work. That's when they in the hood, they obvious as hell. And the obvious thing to the story is, has he seen the night walker, which is the crackhead, which is the night walker, which is the crackhead, which is controlled by the shadow walker. The crackhead said, "Hey, young brother." He said, "What up?" He said, "I got 2 brand new knives. You want to buy them?" He like, no, I'm cool. And then it got quiet. Time started moving again. Then he said, hey, here, fuck it, you can have them. Dude looked at him like, oh, okay. And took the damn knives and walked off. Now, me spiritually listening to this shit, I can see the shadow walker face like, wait a minute, back up the fucking movie, little nigga. You never questioned why the motherfucker gave you the knife. Even after he tried to sell it to you, you said no, so he gave it to you. You never thought about that. But to me, it's obvious as hell. So what I'm gonna do is look at this crackhead and say, oh, you on some shadow walker shit. Y'all think y'all gonna get me today. Oh my God, y'all out. I didn't know y'all was fucking with me. I didn't think y'all came out this early and walked the fuck off. So a shadow walker, that hurt his soul. It's like, what the fuck? He's looking at you like a Don Gachi with an apple. Like, man, you see me? That shit fucks that shit, that AI entity shit up. Because first of all, fear. You canceling out fear. That's what they operate on, fear. That's the first thing. They keep you with a subtle feeling of fear throughout your whole life. Fear that something's gonna happen. Fear that something's gonna happen. Along with the possibility that it can't happen. But if you ever listen to Will Smith was trying to tell motherfuckers in that movie with his little son that shit is basically 99% or 85% in the mental. Look, if you never tell me there's a lion in this forest, I'm gonna walk straight in versus if somebody told you there's a lion in the forest, you're gonna be kind of scared. It don't fucking matter. Both of us going in. You know what I'm saying? This is that I'm unaware of the fear. So I'm moving a little bit more naturally. You a little bit fearful, so you moving unnaturally. That's why they tell you before you box a nigga or fight 3 or 4 niggas, calm down, breathe. So you can think, you can move, you can still think. You know what I'm saying? If you got the heart rate going, you go in animal mode, all you're gonna do is going to swing it, but the niggas gonna get a hold of you. But it's gonna be certain things that you can see opening and moves that you can make to come up out this jam if you calm. Versus if you hyper, it ain't gonna happen. So like I say, I'm fighting 10 niggas. I said, look, let me calm the fuck down. The first thing that's going in my mind is 2 things. I can think about these niggas gonna kill me, or I can just what? So obviously never been thought of. I can just act like I ain't even got that thought and just proceed with the situation. And that's what I choose to do. So I erased the thought real quick right before it entered me. They just, shit, these niggas gonna kill my ass. I erased that. I didn't even let that enter. So what I did was proceed forth as I didn't know that. And start boxing all of the 10 niggas, and the 10 niggas wind up pulling out a pistol chasing me out the house. So if we understand what I'm saying is that shit is real. Go ahead, bro. I ain't mean to cut you off, but
Nah, go ahead. It's cool. Shit, I wanted to just ask you, you know what I'm saying, because I'm only got like 1 or 2 more questions. But like on the ended on a note, we got a concept called Smith Work for Me, basically, which when you understand this shit, because like the idea when you first hearing this information, when I first heard this information, is I could defeat Smith. I could defeat a shadow walker. Like I could actually beat this shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I learned over time was the concept, you know what I'm saying, you say jump into Smith. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a concept called Smith Work for Me. Now can you break that down in regards to all of this information we've been discussing tonight?
all of it. Once you get to a certain age in evolution of mind or an initiation, all bad work for the good. So all these motherfuckers do is bring niggas closer to you. That's it. Closer to the understanding that you got. That's over time. That's called purpose. You gave these motherfuckers a purpose. They wanted to live. No one gave them a reason to live. The motherfucker who likes being the God body is gonna get these niggas purpose. Because now they got something to contrast this wild shit. You know, you can't, they get tired of running around under the wild, wild west act shooting up the Indians and then nobody fighting back. They want to do some shit. They want to box. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody fighting back. So they see God bodies fighting back. They're like, oh, okay. Because they all under God law, regardless. God eat law. They all under God law. It don't matter. You know, it's not like they can actually get away from the natural laws of the universe. But they play little trick dummy games. Like they say, if Satan was talking to God, supposedly, and he said, well, can I perform illusion? And he said, yeah, you can do everything but touch it. So that's the name of the game with the God bodies now. You can do all that extra shit, make them think some shit real, try to play with their emotions, play with people around them, but you can't actually physically touch the motherfucker.
Right,
and I learned that firsthand.
Smith work for me. How did that work with Smith? You say Smith work for me. What does that mean, though?
Because he gonna keep me on my square. Now he keep me on my P's and Q's. Now he keep me from, like I always say, dropping this $700 phone I got in my lap on the ground. I know his ass around, so I'm gonna make sure I look at my lap. Before I get out of the car, like, oh, you almost had me, nigga. I'm gonna always keep him, goddamn it, in my mind. And from that, he gonna always keep me on my P's and Q's. He's like an uncle. He just give you tough love after a while. Like, nigga, you know, your uncle gonna kind of hit your ass hard. You know, he ain't gonna play with you. He gonna let you know, like, nigga, I'm the other nigga. Like that type of shit. Remember, Set is outside brother. Outside God body, God and man. Set is the other opposite. So remember, they all still family. It's still a family. You know what I'm saying? So he just gonna get you. Once you there, he gonna keep you there. So he work for you. Either niggas fuck with you, he work for you. Niggas doubt you, he gonna work with you even harder. So a nigga might say, "Paul, you don't know what the fuck you talking about a shadow walker." A nigga gonna go outside, see a night walker, and see him do some shadow walker shit. That's how it gonna work for me tonight, especially on Friday. And you gonna see what the fuck I'm talking about, especially if you live in this land. Niggas gonna do shadow walker shit. Motherfuckers spending in Chicago, you see the motherfuckers running up to these shorties, shooting at these motherfucking ladies, elders, motherfucking innocent. This shadow walker shit, not niggas shooting on the expressway. That is supreme shadow walkers. I mean, these motherfuckers that took over the body, broken blood, laughing and talking. When you looking at any nigga's eyes, there's nothing there. Then when they get to the motherfucking county and the joint, they sit there for a while. They want to be under that Alhamdulillah shit, or they want to be under the Christianity shit. And then you ask these niggas, what is it? All the fucking shit I used to hear was, well, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. What the fuck you mean you don't know what you was thinking? But the illusion was performed. Satan said, I'm going to perform an illusion. So he made the reality look like this nigga had to pull the trigger. He made the feeling feel like that nigga had to pull the trigger. He made that shit look like it because he got the dyke in the motherfucking room playing cards talking about she killed babies and all. See, that shit even fucking twisted. So she a dyke, so she got an extra point to prove. So she hollering out extra blasphemies and shit. And these niggas got to come harder than that, knowing the nigga in his soul, they don't roll like that. But they do it anyway, because at the heat of the moment, after handing this bitch stay there, she got the gun on one side, and you riding shotgun with this bitch, and she talking about she killed babies and all, but she get the blasting at the little family gathering. What the fuck you gonna do? If you don't do shit, she gonna talk shit. So you
But let me ask you this.
I do the Scarface. I turn around and shoot that bitch. I do the Scarface. And if she quit little kids, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll blow that bitch head off. I don't kill babies and kids. Go ahead. I'm fucking around.
Let me ask you this. I know. Let me ask you this though. You say they use. I heard you say they use women as portals.
Hell yeah, women are. Yeah, women are more, because they're more made to bow down, or made to obey or be obedient, or not to say it as in that's they pose, the disrespect of women, but they're more sensitive. They're not gonna resist this bullshit. They're
Break that down under the Adam and Eve.
Well, Adam and Eve. Eve was like, okay, Adam rubbing his head, like, look, Adam, it's cool. We're trying to get this evolution going, but I know it's staggering and stagnating. So she's going out playing around, talking and shit, kicking the bobo, and Satan come along, the snake come along. He said, yo, I know, I hear you over there. What you trying to get on? What you trying to do? He can't talk to Adam because he gonna know, Adam gonna see him like, nigga, who the fuck is you? Run up and thing. But he gonna talk to the woman, and she kind of like, yeah, it's cool. And he gonna talk to her emotion. And he gonna tell her, well, it's a faster way we can do this. It's a better way we can play this game. He ain't got to really know about it, but we can do this for the better cause of man. You know what I'm saying? He might disagree, but we can do this. And she's like, okay, I'll think about it. But really, he's talking. There's a lot more shit going on than what my mouth is saying. You know what I'm saying? It's over a period of time of feeding the wine, rubbing her feet, lightly touching the coochie and not touching it. You know what I'm saying? Playing these little weirdo ass games, fucking with her curiosity. So she like, okay, cool. She got to talking to Adam, and he got like, where's these thoughts coming from, bitch? What you mean? You like, what the fuck? He kind of knows he been talking to somebody else, but through the love of it, he kind of like, fuck it, fuck it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, the shit go haywire. You know what I'm saying? The shit and then hit them God, like, what the fuck? So it's like that. So they know the woman is inclined not to so voluntarily listen, but to involuntarily listen to this bullshit. Because when you think about it, they made our reality a matriarch for that purpose.
Right. So how do that play out in real time today?
Okay, as the mother upset, she got the shadow walkers on her ass. She got Smith fucking with her every day, and ain't no niggas gonna be around to help her support her and her kids. And all this getting up in the fucking morning, taking us to daycare, going to work, coming home. She ain't got no fucking time for herself, Joe. So she fucking halfway insane. She is low vibing, so they can easily just slip right in on any suggestions. Like, you know what? Do this, we give you this, do this. She like, fuck it, whatever. I'm in survival mode. That's how it is. So it keeps the balance, the energy fucked up in the house, and the shorty's going up under this energy. So just off them going up under this fucked up energy, shit, there you have it. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. The women because they fucking with the technology is based off of emotion, and they know the women are more in tune with their emotions. They're more sensitive. They like instinct. But if they can tap into them instincts and them emotions, they can do it. If they can do it externally, they can control her. They can make her angry for no fucking reason. They can make her feel a certain way for no fucking reason. The man is not really emotionally based. He's logically based. So they haven't really figured out a way other than mind control is to fuck with the man, but that take a lot of bullshit to do. So they can do natural elements like elf tower, vibratory rate, frequency, Wi-Fi, put shit in the air, you know what I'm saying, to make her already live on this certain vibratory frequency. And then they play the game with the nigga through her. She the one. If you ever seen Fruit Valve Station, I'm gonna answer your question right there through the whole movie. First of all, the nigga didn't want to do shit but sit at home. Who suggested that he wanted to go out? You answer my question. Who makes the nigga want to go out? Thank you. His chick. Thank you. There you go. There you go. He was like, no. Even the baby was like, look, daddy, no. She was trying to tell him because she connected. Well, she just came from God. And he ain't have no idea of the Shadow Walker. If he would have known of the Shadow Walker, Agent Smith, he was like, hell no, I only got the feeling, and my baby telling me no, he just sat his ass down. The only problem with that is, in time, he would have never seen what he missed, and she would have never seen what he missed. So I can hear explain that he missed his death, because it would have never happened. So fuck that. We don't give a fuck if it's going to be seen or not. We're going to bow down and fuck it. But in that, when he said, okay, I'm going to go, he said, I'm going to drive. He told his mom, and what she tell him?
No, I'll take the train.
Get on this. Thank you. There you go. Shadow Walker shit supreme, and they using women as portals. Now, if he would have just told one of them no, he wouldn't have been dead, right?
Right.
But who told him to do that? To what? Female. Only thing is, I'm saying that because all along he had these certain feelings not to do none of that shit they said. So he was looking like that.
They pushing him toward the concentrated thought.
Thank you. The women was used as portals in that movie. It was showing you, and that's real life shit. Then Agent Smith come through with the Shadow Walker shit, killing with the police. The police didn't know why the fuck he did that.
So when you say Smith worked for me, you analyzing this with the eye that you're using in order to use these situations as what reference points to see these type of situations before they happen.
Yeah, because I know if I seen that movie and if I paid attention to how I just explained it, I know next time all I know is I get that feeling for any of that shit they talking about. It don't matter. Because I don't want to see what's on the other side. That's the problem. Niggas want to say, fuck it, I want to see. I got this feeling, fuck it, I want to see it. You know, you never want to see that. You never want to see that, trust me. Because the motherfuckers don't play fair. They don't play fair. They will fuck your world up. You gotta remember, man, you at the gas station. Everything cool. Next thing you know, niggas get to shoot at a van. Shooting, and another nigga laughing and shit, jumping on the side. And the hype just standing there like ain't nobody even shooting shit, and they shooting in their direction. And the nigga stop. Then the nigga take off, hit another car. The other car hit a pole, then the nigga drive down the street, then the nigga just stops coasting and hit a store. This broad daylight, normal day.
You know what that video was on Facebook?
Yeah. That shit, that was right down out south. Now, this shit is your day-to-day life. I mean, come on now. Shit, how far you think you gonna make it? You in survival mode. So that means you in survival mode, you ain't got time for spirituality, none of that shit, really nothing. You ain't got time to sit back and think, why you in survival mode? They got you in animalistic nature. Because your heart rate going up. When you living around shit like that, your heart rate going up because it's like you at war. You know what I'm saying? You ain't comfortable, wassel breathing, sitting at the crib type shit. Every day it's like you at war, so your heart rate up. When they pump your heart rate up like that, your blood going up, you in animal mode. It's like getting ready to fight all the time. That's a different feeling than sitting your ass back watching TV. You can't think straight, but you living like this. Now the Shadow Walker speak. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They feed off this shit. These are energy grids they feed off of. Just that energy alone is enough to keep them, going. Ain't no God bodies, so when they see little lights like you, it's like looking in the sky. You looking at those stars. That's what you look like, a glimpse of light in the darkness. They flying dead towards it. They want a trophy. But they take a lot of shit they got to do to get to you, unless you become weak. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start to see the fallen gods now. These niggas are becoming weak over time. They think time is really, you know what I'm saying? They don't know that time is an element. They haven't mastered time. In time, your ass will start looking retarded. And that's what I see now, in time. That means you got to upgrade over time. You got to keep studying. Don't stop studying. You got to study all shit. Like me and Blau invite anybody information, anybody knowledge, and we add it on to what the shit we got. and we'll see what we can come up with. These niggas don't look at nobody else but their damn self. So in time, they don't know what the fuck going on.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you one more question. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna take you more questions. We're gonna wrap it up. But why? Think about the things that you're telling us. Why are you sharing this information? Why do you want us to know this information? What's the perks of knowing this information? Why are you sharing this with us? Like, for real?
Because it was a day that I was like, man, when I realized all this shit was going on, I had gave my body to the universe, to the Father, the guardian God, the Mother and the Father, and I said, y'all do what y'all gotta do and let me know when I can get it back. And they just ain't gave it back yet. So while I'm talking like this, this is them fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? They still got my body. I'm gonna put it to you like that. I'll let you know when I get my body back.
But I'm saying, why do you feel we need to know this info though? You personally.
Because you gotta see a change. You gotta see a change. You gotta see how it affects if people knew about this, how different, would they move differently? Would they see things differently and would they handle situations differently? And it's a beautiful thing to see the effect of it actually helping somebody, actually, it's real. Because somebody got to be the forerunner of the shit. If it's in you, what you going to hold it in you? Somebody got to put, who's going to be the beginning? Where's the beginning going to be? Who's going to be the motherfucker, that, okay, this, like, the inventors and shit, like, who made the stop sign and who, shit like that. Who's going to do that? So how long we going to stay stagnant, I mean, the question what you asking me is really vague. Like you saying, why do I do it?
No, I just wanted to, personally, why you saying you ain't got to do this shit. Don't nobody ask you. That's why I just wondered, like, man, what is your intent? Behind sharing this information? You know what I'm saying? Is it to help people, or is it to like, to scare people, or is it to like?
No. To see for myself is this body shit is real. That's what it is. My intent. I want to see if it's real my damn self. So I'm gonna take it to its limit.
All right, shit. On that note, I'm gonna ask anybody got any other questions before we wrap it up? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Going once, going twice. No questions, all answers. All right, shit. It's your boy K Brown, Hood X. It's Hood X Talk Radio, brought to you by Godspeed Science. My man Pomo on the line. Shit's been a blast having doing this.
I think that was Brian.
Say what?
Was that Brian we were talking to? I ain't heard from him in a minute. Go ahead.
Scroll and see the matrix. Hood X's revolution, dog history in the making. They drop you off the ceiling while I'm in the lobby waiting. I bring the aura like I'm Michael with a mask of Jason. Look amazing, avatar, see some shit amazing. The side effects of my verses is sexy, get impatient. I spit my shit, you spit your shit, you started calculating. You can't contain what's energized once it's activated. Pressing buttons can't rewind me, this is conversation. You turn me off, still hear my voice, that's your imagination. Now revolutionize the market till assassination. I'm gone already, bitches love me like I'm paper chasing. You can't beat my avatar, I know it's fascinating. If I die, I'm coming back, that's on resurrection. I'm gone, you hear my voice, then you been initiated. I see your face, you see my face, look at the shit you face. Introduce you to my root and nigga, meet the maker. Got Machiavelli in my verse, Illuminati language. You understand the underground, but I'm the undertaker. Bullets on the premises, now they evacuate. She say she wanna know the list, she gotta make a payment. We moving fast, I'm so hard, bitch, no concentration. The way I move, I'm like a genius, bitch, you gotta hate it. You can't contain what's in my blood, cause the passion's sacred. Nigga, I done cracked the code, I know the combination. When you think of me, start thinking of determination. Your baby mama want the D like she ovulating. And if you try to come at me, I'll eradicate you. I'm in the heat, the third eye got observation. You can't see me, I'm a ghost, I think I'm Walter Payton. Run it back, I run the shot, nigga, Danny Davis. Look at him hating. Revolutionize, energize, I'm still to rise, my soul to prize. My niggas got me, my city got me, cops trying to pop me, niggas trying to stop me. My future flow is intelligent, that fuck shit is irrelevant. I'm God body, I'm 5%, I got the soul of power, I can pass the strength. Knowledge, wisdom, with understanding, I'm back commanding what you demanding. I'm out of control and I'm throwing tantrums. You got the problem, I am the answer. Yo, baby mama say she think I'm handsome. Stop talking shit, quit exaggerating. Shout out to Amarie, she just had my baby. But she don't trust me like my mama say she think I'm crazy. God body, I can stick ether until I'm 80. Like I spit a different language called Machiavelli. Illuminati on my back and I'm on black Pirellis. Rapping shit rude, about to eat his food like spaghetti. You talk annihilating, but I talk annihilation. I had to crack his head open like I cracked the bacon. I'm the boss nigga rapping that you never heard of. You niggas talk a lot of shit, but you ain't talking murder. The game I'm spitting wasn't written, got you talking nervous. You came with beef, I came with steak, but you came with burgers. I'm from Chirac, we all hustlers, you can never serve us. If you want war, I will bring it to you at your service. Decorate his whole crib, nigga, give him curtains. Make the news going viral, now he got a purpose. Give you balls on delivery, my obligation. Ain't worth the time, nigga, you ain't worth my concentration. I'm smoking gas, trying to chill, I'm apply with patience. I know the plug, he moving hard, he got a spot with Haitian. Black mask, black gloves, niggas face to face. All black, everything like a nigga racist. I'm the joker on the table, so I top the aces. I'm live while you still sleeping like the Matrix. Hood that's all I'm contemplating. And yeah, I said the Matrix twice, but you still gotta play it. Because these niggas dominatrix, but I'm dominating. I couldn't get on radio, so now I got a station.
Gold chains, he ain't no broke nigga. He got bricks. He selling bricks, nigga. How the fuck is this possible? And while he selling bricks, these motherfuckers is transformed. So next thing you know, you go from selling bricks with weird Lexus and drop tops and shit to walking down the street in this boxer drawers 30 miles away going to Jewels, going shopping. When you got a car, you walk right past your damn car 30 miles and walk to Jewels in your drawers and your boxer shorts and a t-shirt. So I know everybody else like, oh, that nigga went crazy. I'm like, no, something happened. What the fuck happened? See, this some real shit.
Wow.
Like that.
Wow.
I knew he went crazy, so I said, what the fuck happened to you, nigga? I know you went crazy. You just can't go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he jumped out the bridge.
They say, don't say what you want to say, but I say what I want to say anyway, because when I don't say what I want to say, they say you should have said what they seen happen anyway. Pain by the iron law, nigga. Pain by the iron law. So I keep all this shit in my head. Rubik's Cube. Pain by the iron law. A domino nation, shiesty Haitians, mental Jews, 9-inch Rubik's Cube, genetic godly rule. Egyptian scriptures confused. Air Force One Air Force. Pick and choose, behold a pale white horse. Time takes its course. He too hectic, sector nectar, I saw a man. Holy wars, cold swords, Satan's garage. 2 items sold, 1 doubt, 2 pride. 1 man sells 1,000 lives. Holy Quran, low. Self-disarm, I select a salam. Will of Yahweh, so have it your way. 4th stage, engage, strawberry, red, green, heaven. Seas brown and black. China man, kill your head, suppress bullshit. Saw the pyramids, build with the wind. No friends comprehend, muddle thinking dark and endless. Planet equate, vision stargaze. Solomon ways, 4th of heaven, you support your baby. Subliminal factor, sunlight, super learning, suppressed thought, supreme beam, Chimmerman class to spill up the masses. Thinking thoughts. Abstract max, true of our Trinity methods. Pain, issue, vitality. I see it in you. Do you feel it in me? It's the beginning of knowledge. Wisdom controls the mind. Rise, shine, picture heaven in dark times. Elevate, create, design. My soul searching wonders of knowledge. As if I was a hungry child surrounded by stingy street scholars. Alcoholic speeds past an ABC order. Looking at God's trying to tempt son's daughter. Yo, we are the order. Pain by the iron law. Mount control the amalgam embrace. These 60 degrees. Illustrates my face. Seal outside men. How do I begin? God wanna know who Hardway Moe and Jen. The feather may I go there, nigga. Pain by the iron law. 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 A domino nation, shiesty Haitians, mental Jews, 9-inch Rubik's Cube. Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
Oh, goddamn hacker, that second damn night that asshole's cut in.